Any questions? I'm not going to be able to make it till 4 today. Can't do it. What time is it then? 4? Is it?
In Chicago.
Oh, is it? In Chicago, yeah.
Great,
She
go
said,
home.
the meeting hasn't even started in California. Oh, no. I'm just getting up by then now. Any questions? Help me out,
You
folks.
said that it doesn't require vigilance, but I woke up in the morning and I was awake and I was real. I was that. And then there's the mind starts churning up things and it was really beautiful to catch it, trying to create a self again.
Yeah.
But it seems to take a bit of vigilance to catch those moments when it's ready to grab you.
Well, at that point, when it's forming and you're going along the line,
Yeah.
you may call it vigilance, but
Yeah.
underneath that, there's always the entertaining.
Sure.
Yeah. If you're aligned with that, then that's never stops, you know. So then why do you need to be vigilant about something that never stops? I don't have to keep watching it, it's there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But let's say, this is like the idea of level confusions.
Yeah.
If there's a little stickiness that the mind is seemingly getting adhered to, then there's one of the skillful means is vigilance. You remember the understanding and then
Sure.
it gets corrected before it picks up steam.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But after a while, that will happen less and less frequently, and there'll be more it's just sort of like Ramana Maharshi. A lot of people, I don't know if they get it or not, when he talks about self-inquiry, he says self-inquiry, as soon as you have the sense of the big self, stop the inquiry. It's time to enjoy. You don't keep asking, who am I, when that questioning opened your mind up to recognize what's so. Don't cut it off. Stop the who am I, you know what I mean? And then enjoy that sense of presence. Yeah? In other words, don't get affiliated with the process. It's just a skillful means. When the ends are produced, you put it down. Yeah? It's like, I used to tell a story. I can fill up some time with this one. This is a good one. In recovery, we have this thing about inventory process. Yeah? It's a very important part. So you do an inventory process, and the inventories, you look at your resentments and your fears and you're harming other people in the pursuit of what you wanted in life, yeah? And then you see how you harm people, you get the recognition, and then you make an amends. That's what leads to step 9, and you go and you make the financial amends, so you tell people, not that you're sorry, but that your intention is never to do that again to any person that you did with that person, you know? And of course, it's a story of being the action, but this is how you clean it up in a way. Yeah. So in this thing, and it says, I use that terminology of self manifested in various ways is what has defeated us. And then now, when you're clear of that, then you look at, okay, what are some of its common manifestations? Resentments, fears, harms. Now notice, well, they're actually expressions of self, yeah, which isn't a real thing. It's an appearing activity of the mind, yeah. So you can tell the diagnosis that there's a bondage of self is when, quote unquote, you are calling everything that's being expressed from self through you as yours. I mean, it's a perfect diagnostic. You just go, the identification as self seems to be in place because you're not seeing that they're expressions of a foreign installment. You're looking as if they're yours. So that's like, you're at a point of skillful means then, yeah, which is the inventory process. So we had a story about a guy who had a beautiful yard. Remember this one? And he has a nice house, and he uses the yard for like picnics, and it's a big part of his life. He has like lawn bowling there and all this stuff. Has little bands play there at times. He really loves it. And every morning he jumps off his porch with no shoes on, runs around in the morning dew, and does angels, snow angels, and it just loves it. And one day he jumps off the porch and he lands in some dog shit, yeah, without any shoes on. So he goes, whoa, and immediately something changes in his life. He's got to wear shoes now, yeah. So then he gets some shoes on, he's walking around and he sees there's a lot of dog shit everywhere and it's smelling pretty bad. So he doesn't know what to do, so he does what most alcoholics would do. He tries to ignore it, goes into his house, closes the door, goes back in the afternoon, and there's even more shit. It's really smelling. So what happens is he just pulls down the shades, and he goes out and buys pictures of lawns, and he tries to reminisce, and he runs into other people that the same thing's happening to, and they're getting together talking about, to myself, all I want is to want to be free. Yeah? I still want to be there when the freedom occurs. That's not how it works. And that became okay with me. And then the freedom was available. But first I had to admit what wasn't so, or what seemed really to be so, which is I don't really want to be free. I would meditate for 5 hours, but if peace started breaking in my mind, I had to do the laundry. You know? I didn't really want the goods. I just wanted to look like I was going for the goods. The goods scared the living shit out of me. Because what I thought, it's like that story about the snake and the skin. Yeah? You can look at it from 2 points of view. So every year the snake molts its skin, yeah? But let's say if you were looking at an event from the skin's point of view, it's a really scary thing coming. Because the skin is affiliated as being the snake. Yeah? So when it starts getting the sense that the skin's starting to get loose, it's telling the snake's head to get a lot of moisturizer. Stay out of the sun. Don't be traveling over fucking craggy rocks for a while. You know, we got to take care of the skin. But this natural process is to drop that skin off. What happens? From the snake's point of view, it's hallelujah. It gets a new skin that's much smoother, allows it to travel a lot lighter over the terrain of its life. That's what we use that example for, yeah? The new skin facilitates a lot smoother moving. The old skin has crags and things to catch, yes? But from the skin's point of view, it's the last fucking thing it wants to happen. But from the snake's point of view, it's hallelujah. All it is open up to the possibility of allowing the view to shift. Yeah? When someone was sharing it today, the super fear that you're going to be lost. Yeah? From the thing that's never been here, it's scary as hell. But from the other aspect, hallelujah. Yeah? It's the same event. It's just seen from two different positions. So if you have immunity, your head's saying, don't do, no, something like that. It's not you. It has nothing, it's not affiliated with you, it's not you. Yeah? And by recognizing or entertaining the possibility it may not be you, you'll have an immunity to it. You'll hear it, but you won't listen to it. You have to hear it. There's consciousness available. But you're not listening to it anymore. There's no intention anymore. Yeah? And if you're not navigated by thought, find out what it's like to be navigated here.